So this video is about the blood system, the lymphatic system, and the glymphatic system. So these three systems are, they belong with the circulation system. So blood consists of red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma. And then you have the heart and the blood vessels, which are the arteries, the veins, and the capillaries. So red blood cells consist of three different things: oxygen, protein, and iron. So there's a lot of great foods out there that are really great with iron. Lentils is one of them. Beets is another. There's quinoa. There's red meat and also fish too. So everyone needs iron. So even men need iron. They don't need as much as women need, but men also need iron. They could probably get away with eating it mostly from their diet, but there are certain situations that, like athletes, they have to watch their iron, their iron, because they can get anemic. Because when you exercise a lot, we actually just, by the friction of our body, we rupture red blood cells. They're actually like kind of fragile. So athletes, especially like long runners, just like, I would just keep an eye on your iron. And also about the iron is, they work really well with also B12 and folic acid. They're kind of like the cofactors to make sure that all three of them work really well together. And the iron does need some other minerals as well, like zinc and copper, but that's going to be, I'll be doing another video on breaking that all down. The white blood cells are the immune responses. So they protect our body against infections. So nutrients would be like echinacea, elderberry, garlic, olive leaf. I mean, anything that really, any herb or supplement that increases the immune response is going to increase the white blood cells. So that increase vitamin C, zinc. So then we have platelets. So platelets are for blood clotting and wound healing. The thing about platelets, though, is that you don't want them to be sticky. So something like vitamin E, taking vitamin E, just making sure that your blood is more fluid, and so things don't clump together. Plus, a lot of leafy green vegetables have naturally occurring vitamin K. Also, mushrooms do as well. So even though that's natural, that helps your blood clot, it's natural. So your body can auto-regulate that. So then you have plasma. Plasma is really interesting because plasma is the liquid component of blood. And it contains water, salts, protein, hormones, and of course the waste products we're trying to get rid of. But also, it helps the cells travel at a healthy speed. So, like I said about iron, they're fragile. So you don't want them banging into each other, banging into the walls of our cells, our intestine, whatever, So plasma is also there as like a cushion. And like I said, it helps with the healthy speed of cells circulating in our system. The heart, the pump, we need the pump, right? So I'm not going to spend a lot of time describing the heart. We pretty much know what the heart does. So some great supplements for heart support: CoQ10, hawthorn berries. Hawthorn berries have been used for thousands of years in Chinese medicine and other Eastern herbal preparation. Garlic is really good for the heart. Vitamin E is really good for the heart. Also, anything that helps with blood pressure regulation is going to be great for the heart as well. So then the blood vessels, which we have a lot of blood vessels in our body. So blood vessels just think about connective tissue. That's what they're made of. So anything that helps with connective tissue, anything that helps with circulation is going to help with the blood vessels. You want the blood vessels to be taut, so they're still flexible, but they're not too flexible that things start pooling in areas, water, blood, certain things, just like you don't want them to be saggy, the blood vessels. So that would be like grapeseed extract would help with that. Pomegranate extract will help with that. Also, hawthorn helps with that as well. I always say grapeseed. Resveratrol helps with that. So vitamin C, of course, helps with that. So that's just, a little rundown on the blood system. Now we come to the lymphatic system, which a lot of people nowadays are not talking about, which is, they're starting to talk about it again, but I remember loving to talk about the lymphatic system about 30 years ago, because it's just so fascinating and so crucial. Because so the lymphatic system is part of the immune system, but it's also a circulation system as well. Because it removes waste and toxins and other unwanted materials from the body, like damaged protein, unfolded protein, mutations, just like damaged cells, senescent cells. So you really want your lymphatic system to be in good working order. So the lymph. So lymph is actually a clear fluid that circulates through the lymphatic system, and it carries cells that help to fight infection and diseases. So it's a clear fluid, and it actually, so during the day, that's what we accumulate, and it's in between our cells. So it's just kind of, it has waste, but then it also has other, it has good stuff as well. So the lymph then is supported throughout the body by the lymphatic vessels. And then the lymphatic vessels also have lymph nodes. So lymph nodes are small bean-shaped structures that filter lymph, the clear fluid, and house the white blood cells, the immune systems that help fight infection. And so they are located mostly they're throughout the body, but a lot of people know them in the neck, the armpits, around the breast areas, and also the groin area as well. And it's very interesting. So, like, people who still have their tonsils, I have my tonsils. So whenever I'm fighting infection, your tonsils start to swell. And that's actually a good indication that you're fighting something, but it also is a great indication that your body is able to fight something. So the swelling is actually the swelling of white blood cells coming to your tonsils to try to disarm whatever it is that is foreign to your body. So your body, you can actually feel this wonderful system working for you. So I think that's so cool. So there are organs that are specific for the lymphatic system, and the spleen is the major organ. So the spleen filters the blood and it removes old or damaged red blood cells. And it also helps to produce the lymphocytes, which are the white blood cells. So then you have the thymus. So the thymus is an organ, of course, and it's actually where T cells mature. So the T cells are one of the fighting cells to fight off infections and diseases. So your thymus, it's interesting. So your thymus and the spleen work hand in hand when you're trying to recover from an infection. And then I already talked about the tonsils and the adenoids. They are part of the lymphatic system. Bone marrow is part of the lymphatic system, but it produces what is called B cells. So B cells are just like T cells, but T, thymus, B, bone marrow. So, T cells and B cells are really cool because they are part of the adaptive immune response. So this is just again, it's just wonderful. The lymphatic system and the blood system, they all work together. Now we come to the glymphatic system. So the glymphatic system is a system that's in the brain, and it's active only at nighttime when we are in deep sleep, non-REM deep sleep. So that's why sleep is so important, because it's only during sleep that this clearance system is active. So this system eliminates proteins, metabolites, tau proteins, beta amyloid. I mean, it's really amazing. It's a waste removal system during sleeping time. So this is also has to do with autophagy. So when mTOR, and I've done other videos if you want to go and look at this. So mTOR, when mTOR is elevated, and usually it's elevated during the day because that's when we're kind of consuming things. And then we have AMPK, which is mostly fasting at fasting times, exercise times, or fasting overnight because we don't sleep, when we don't eat when we sleep, hopefully. So when AMPK is activated, the glymphatic system is also activated at nighttime. So that's another reason why it's great to not eat right before bedtime, just because it kind of delays the glymphatic system doing its job. And we want it to have ample time to remove different things, different toxins, different things, waste from our brain. So at nighttime, our brain cells actually decrease, they shrink. And so because of that, this system can then really easily move around and operate. So some supplements that are really great for this is, of course, turmeric. Turmeric seems to be good for pretty much everything. Turmeric also is good for sluggish blood. So going back to the blood system and the lymphatic system, turmeric is amazing. Magnesium, and then if you also want to take magnesium threonate, which is specific for the brain, that's going to be amazing. I would probably personally take it at nighttime just to kind of hack that system. And ginkgo biloba, if it helps with the circulation, and it helps especially in the brain. So it's also actually great for the eyes as well, ginkgo biloba. Triphala is great for the glymphatic system because we're also talking about smooth muscle here. Green tea, acetyl L-carnitine is wonderful. Resveratrol, bacopa, which is a herb that they have used for so long in Ayurveda. And then you just want to try to avoid heavy metals and toxins. And then stimulating your vagus nerve does help the glymphatic system. So that could be meditation, exercise, humming. Even humming activates the vagus nerve. So since glymphatic clearance is more active during slow wave sleep, which is also deep sleep, the pathway I touched on this. mTOR can actually indirectly impact glymphatic function by influencing sleep quality. So again, just don't eat too close to bedtime. So I'm going to leave this here because it's going to be a long video to begin with. So comment if you want me to go in depth with anything I'm talking about right now, or just anything that pops into your mind. I'll be glad to. And subscribe, comment. I love it. And yeah, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye for now.